This is Let's Finally Talk, a heart-to-heart with Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, live streaming every night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm your host, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Join me on YouTube at Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, on Facebook at Dr. Jacalyn, and on Instagram at Dr. Jacalyn, as seen and heard on the USA Global TV and Radio Network worldwide. We've earned the YouTube Silver Creator Award, and I've earned the 100 Global Top Women Icons in Media. My TV shows are Iconic Women, Creating a World of Possibilities, Judgment, the Hidden Sin, A Woman's Prerogative, Sisterhood Across Borders, It's Your Healthy Lifestyle, and the latest updates. Thanks so much for watching. See you tomorrow. We're streaming every night live on Let's Finally Talk. Well, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You don't have to wait until tomorrow because we are streaming live right now. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and this show is Let's Finally Talk. So every night, if you're here in the US on the East Coast at 8 p.m., I will be coming to you live to talk with you about areas that all center around what I'm an expert in, which is elevated listening. And tonight's topic is if they wanted to, they would. So let's just get some housekeeping out of the way, all right? We're going to have some fun with this. First of all, we have two YouTube channels, and I would love for you to subscribe to both of them. There's USA Global TV and Radio, and there's Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. So if you could find it in your heart to go over there and subscribe, and also you can join our membership for members-only videos and opportunities. Okay, so let's get into the crux of it. If they wanted to, they would. Have you ever had a situation where you invited someone to something and they called you up? It could have even been at the last minute and they had a million excuses. This happened, that happened, and you kind of were drawn into it. And you were thinking, oh, I feel so bad for Susie, for Bob, for whomever, because they have all this going on. And you gave them grace, which is wonderful because we don't want to hold any grudges against anyone. And then later you found out that they actually were doing something other than what they said they were doing, because it is a small world and things get out. So you might have found out they went to a different event, or maybe they were on vacation, or who knows. Or maybe someone owes you money and they tell you that they're on their last dime. But then you see on Facebook that they're doing all kinds of things that require money. And so you think to yourself, oh, they said they couldn't pay me, but I don't know, could they? If they wanted to, they would. So today, what I want to explore is how we actually can give grace, but at the same time, let's be honest. Let's have honest conversations with one another. And not everybody is at a stage where they feel comfortable bringing up subjects like this. So what I have really found, and it takes discipline and it takes effort, it takes work, and I'm still a work in progress, believe me, is when you don't want to do something, but you say, yes, you will, you bring along a certain amount of negative energy into whatever it is. So when you walk into the room and you are bringing this negative energy because you don't want to be there, people who have worked on themselves through personal development, professional development, or empaths even, they can feel that energy. They know you don't want to be there. So you're kind of bringing the whole thing down, as opposed to just having said, I'm not able to make it. And this is part and parcel of the elevated listening. So when you are invited to something, or even asked to have a conversation or give your opinion about something, you have a choice. And the choice is you can choose to refrain. Last night, we talked about silence as a tool. It's one of my favorite tools. And we're not going to go back into that, but you can choose to be silent. You can choose to acknowledge. Thank you for that invitation. I really appreciate it. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it. The minute you start giving excuses about why you can't make it, those excuses are going to be rated on a scale. And all of a sudden, you're going to be compared to various things. So you can't make my party because you this. So now, whatever it is that you're doing that you can't make the party, you've made that clear that that's more important than this, right? Or I'm not feeling so well. I hear this one a lot from people. It's a week or 2 weeks before whatever the thing is, and they let me know I'm not feeling well. I don't think I can make it. So I think to myself, how do you know you won't be well at the time of the event? So think about what you're saying and how you're putting it out there, because if you really wanted to be there, you would. Now, think about when you make a commitment to do something. Everybody has different priorities, but let's say you agree to do something. You have an understanding, whether it's in a personal relationship or professional relationship. You say, yes, I will. Or maybe you shake hands, or maybe you sign an agreement. You've made a commitment to do something. And then, for whatever reason, maybe because fear starts to creep in, maybe you started surveying your network of people, you decide you're not going to do that. And I'm going to give an example right now. So, I've been asked to speak at an event that's coming up very soon. And I'm really honored to be speaking at this event. I don't know anyone who's going to be at the event. So there's a voice inside of me, that little insecure voice. It's like, oh, I don't know. Do you really think you want to do this? Like, maybe you should just tell them now, because you have 2 or 3 weeks before it's going to actually take place, that you can't do it. And you come up with a million reasons. And I think to myself, be quiet, voice. Be quiet. That's not a voice that I want to hear. That's an old voice that I don't listen to anymore. That's the insecure little girl voice. When I make a commitment to do something, whether I have to get on a plane and fly to be there, I have to find the money to do it, I have to reschedule everything else that I'm doing and pay other people to cover for me, I'm going to do it because I said I was going to be there. But yet, it's so easy for people to make a commitment to be part of something, to be involved in something, and then they just decide to quit. So, as Mel Robbins would say, let them. I don't judge them. I just think, okay, why don't you go and get out of this space so someone else can come into it? Because if you wanted to be in this space, you would deal with whatever it is that's going on and you would show up. I really admire people who are going through incredibly challenging things in their life. It could be health related, it could be financial. There's a myriad of things. And you'd never know what was going on with them because they show up time and time and time again. Because honoring that commitment to themselves, not just to other people, but to themselves, makes a huge difference. When you show up for yourself, you will have a level of peace and confidence that you didn't have before. Because what you start to do is you start to look at the opportunities that are coming your way. And if you're an open person, if you're a curious person, you will have opportunities that come your way. And you'll say to yourself, I can't do all of these things because there's only so much time in the day. Now, I've gotten into a situation like that where I actually was getting 4 hours of sleep and I was doing my full-time job, my part-time job. I was studying for my doctorate, writing my doctoral dissertation, and I was running a store on eBay with 60 auctions a week. I did all of it at the same time. And of course, I was working out. Let's not be crazy. I did all of it at the same time. But after a while, it's hard to do all those things because the body starts going, hey, we need some sleep. So you have to honor that. So you'll look at what it is that's coming your way. What are the opportunities and invitations coming your way that you know are aligned with what it is you're aligned with? Or what is it that's coming your way that you can actually grow? You can spread your wings and you can learn new things, or opportunities for you to give back, lift somebody up and help out another person. You start to prioritize these things, especially as we get older. I've realized that time is the most precious gift that we have. I know people who are consumed with money. Don't worry, I'm not going to mention your names because I'm not judging you. They are consumed from the minute they wake up till the minute they go to sleep. It's all about money. Money is a tool. Money is energy. Money comes and money goes. And once you start to accept this, you're no longer tied to it. Something else that I've learned from my dear friend Red O'Loughlin, it's food. Food for me and my family was all about we're dining, we're going to be here for 6 hours, we're having 8 courses. Well, guess what? The body doesn't need all that. And who needs to spend 6 hours eating, because you're just going to be eating again, if God willing, if you're lucky. I know people, again, no judgment, from the first meal to the second meal, what are we having for lunch? What are we having for dinner? I don't look at food like that anymore. Food is an energy. It's something that I need to keep myself going. So when you start to change the way that you think, you're going to start to realize other behavior that people are showing you, and you don't have to accept it. That doesn't mean that you have to be disrespectful. We just did a show before this about trends that continue to last through time. And to me, showing up with respect, having emotional intelligence, and treating other people with kindness, empathy, and compassion will never go out of style. You don't have to have money to do that. You don't have to be highly educated. As a human, we all have this ability. So when an offer is extended to you, you have the opportunity to decide, do I want to make a commitment to do this? Because if I really want to do it, I have to show up and do it. And once you start adopting that mindset, and again, Mel Robbins and her book, The Let Them Theory, let them do what they will do. Let me decide how I'm going to deal with it. So when someone makes a commitment to you and they don't honor it, you have the opportunity to decide how you will show up. Are you going to sit in judgment? Are you going to be calling them names, whether it's to their face or inside your mind? Because even if you're doing it here, you have to hold on to that. That's baggage. And we don't want to hold on to any baggage. We want to be free. We want to have inner peace. We want to have calm. So if someone disappoints you, you can decide, you know what? They had already shown me who they were. Why am I disappointed? What were my expectations? So running this business, and especially a business, and I mean USA Global TV and Radio, that is global, we deal with people from all over the world. And to be honest with you, I didn't know a lot about a lot of things. I didn't know a lot about various cultures in the world. I didn't know about the fact that some people do things a certain way, especially if you think of etiquette and manners, looking people in the eyes. Some countries and cultures, you don't look people in the eyes. So there are a lot of things that I didn't know anything about. And some people might not look at commitment in the same way. But what I'm suggesting is that whatever your culture is, wherever you live, whatever you believe, whether you believe in God or Buddha, the universe, etc., show up for yourself, meaning show up so that whatever decision you make, you can feel comfortable in your own skin, that you can go to sleep at night and you can actually not think about that thing again. Many times I've heard people say, and I've done it myself in the past, we make a commitment to doing something that we really don't want to do. And then we go to sleep and we're tossing and turning and we're thinking about the whole thing. Why did I agree to do this? Now she's got one up on me. It starts to become a competition. It's no longer you made a decision and now figure out how can I make that decision work for me. You're now tormented because you didn't follow your intuition and you decided to do something that you didn't want to do. So we go back to the title of this particular episode, which is if they wanted to, they would. If you want to do something, make the commitment to do it and stick to it. Not for me, not for anyone else, but for yourself, for your own growth and your own peace of mind. I can't tell you how many things I have agreed to do. My intuition said, do it. And then again, the little girl came out and said, you're not good enough. The imposter syndrome, you are not good enough. And I say to myself, sorry, little girl, sorry, little Jackie, but we've grown up now. Okay, I'm sorry that you felt that way. I actually talked to my inner child because one of my coaches actually coached me on this. I talked to my inner child, Jackie, I'm sorry that you feel that way. Your feelings are real. You're safe now. It's okay. So that big Jackie, grown Jacqueline, Dr. Jacalyn can make decisions and sleep at night. I don't accept invitations to do things that are out of my comfort zone, meaning they involve things that I'm completely not for, that I'm against. But I don't share my position on many things because of the fact that I'm running a television network. So nobody really needs to know what I stand for and what I don't, because that's not anyone's business. And it's not part of this entire process of elevated listening. Elevated listening is all about listening without judgment. So many times, and I shared this last night, I think, about silence. If we get together with other people, they have feelings about certain things. Let's say they have feelings about politics, and you know how they feel about politics. In the United States, there are so many things that people are on opposite sides of the fence. And even when it comes to tariffs around the world and what people believe, or the royal family, I mean, we could go on and on. People have different belief systems. When you go into a situation like this, knowing that the other person feels a certain way, if they knew it was going to hurt you to talk about their beliefs and put you down, they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it, but they do it anyway, because it almost becomes a game of, oh, let me just say whatever I want to say, as though no one else is in the room. And when that happens, you have a choice. Your choice is you can show up with silence. You can, thank you for sharing that. I heard what you said. Silence, zip. Or you can politely wait until you finished your meal and just say, thank you very much. We've had a lovely evening and we're going to leave. No excuses. No, the babysitter. As soon as you give the excuse, forget it. You're leaving. Whatever the decision is that you made is now on that scale of criteria. And then people start evaluating, are they really our friends? Because if they were really our friends, they would have stayed. So figure out what it is that's important to you. What are your priorities? Once you have your priorities, if you are in a growth mode, then we have to put ourselves out there. We have to do things to help us grow, whether it's personally or professionally. I've shared this before, but even though I'm a coach and even though I've got a lot of education, I have 6 mentors, sometimes 7 at any time, because I don't know everything. And I want to continue to learn, because when I stop learning, I might as well be dead. There's no reason for me to be on this earth if I can't learn and give back. That's important to me. And so while I'm doing that, I want to be at a peaceful place. I want to have inner peace. And to me, that's through elevated listening. Part of the elevated listening is listening to your intuition and stop making excuses for other people's behavior. When we finally get to the point where we don't care about what anyone else thinks about us, whoo, what a relief that is. What a relief, what a joy, because we don't have to worry about someone else's opinion about us. It doesn't matter. Let them talk behind our back. Let them say whatever it is they want to say. You know, I was walking through the gym today. I love going there. And all of a sudden, this voice in my head was like, I don't think anyone here likes me. Like, I don't even know why that came up into my head. And I was like, oh, little girl again, insecure. And I thought to myself, why am I thinking that? There's no reason to think that. But let's say it's true. Who cares? I can't change people's opinion about me. I'm going there to work out. I love working out. I'm seeing results. I feel alive. I feel young. So I'm going to keep doing that. But these little things will pop into our head, whether it's your inner child, maybe you've been in a traumatic relationship, maybe you were abused, maybe you don't feel safe wherever it is that you are. And so these negative thoughts will come up. Be able to identify what they are. Take a step back, take a breath, and say to yourself, I choose not to accept this. I am going to be peaceful. I am going to be thankful. I am grateful. I am lucky. I am blessed. This is what I say to myself every day, multiple times during the day. And so when we get back to if they wanted to, they would. Think about how you can carve out a safe space for yourself that no one else even has to know about. I've heard people talk about it. My friends who are empaths, they talk about having this golden circle around you, or this golden light, this golden shield that protects you. And no one has to know what it is. So it's not a fairy tale, it's not a myth. What I'm talking about is you having the tools that you need to protect yourself. And so if someone doesn't like you, let them. If someone doesn't want to be with you, okay, do your own thing. Because when you leave, someone, something else will come in. And that's where I'm meant to be. So I want you to think about all these things because it's all about protection of yourself so that you can have the life that you want to live. Once we realize that we are not accountable for other people's opinions, we are not accountable for other people's behavior, we can't change anyone else's behavior, we can start putting our energy into our own decisions and our own behavior. And that is what drives me every day. I love what I'm doing, whether it's coaching, master classes, speeches, TV shows, working out, interacting with my team members. I love all of it. And at the same time, I can have a good laugh. One of my friends today, I think it was Red, said that he loved seeing me smile, which I love smiling too. I am very serious and very direct, but when I look at my Instagram feed, it's filled with stand-up comedy. And I love watching comics because who doesn't like a good laugh? And I know today in society, we have to be careful about what we're laughing about. But, if it's good, clean fun, why not? To me, laughter is such a gift. It's such a gift. So I'm going to be closing out, and I want to thank you for being here. And I want to let you know that if you have something on your mind that you want to talk about, please go ahead and reach out to me. This is an effort. I'm not going to lie to you. It's 8 something at night. I've been going since early this morning. I went to the gym. I took a shower. I got all dressed. And here I am broadcasting again and still have probably 3 hours of work. But I'm doing it because I want to. If I didn't want to be here, I wouldn't be here. If I didn't think I had something that I could offer to help other people, I wouldn't be wasting your time. So I'm going to be sharing with you the knowledge, the wisdom, and the expertise that I have. And for those of you who don't know, I recently applied to and was accepted at the Wharton School of Business for their Chief Strategy Officer program. And part of the reason that I'm taking that is because I always wanted to go to Wharton, to be honest with you. And I'm a lifelong learner, but I can't wait to interact with these other people from around the world and see what ideas they have as strategy for USA Global TV and radio, and then pass it on to my team members, and then pass it on through my coaching, through my business courses. That to me is exciting, to be able to have a legacy where you say, you know what? I learned a few things in my time and I passed them on to other people. So if you've enjoyed the show, please drop a like or follow or comment or something so that I know. Last night, somebody did reach out to me and said that I said something that was exactly what she needed to hear. And I really appreciate that. So I'm going to sign off for now. And I'm going to ask you to consider coming on this beautiful retreat that I have designed. It's the Listening Mentor Wellness Retreat. It's at the Horseshoe Farm in Hendersonville, North Carolina. And I got the idea because I was invited on a retreat there through Meditation for Leadership, Lisa Gonzalez, wonderful people who are running that organization. And what I realized, the takeaway from that was, as leaders, and we can all be leaders in our home, in whatever our field is, we need time for self-care. We need time to step away from the noise, and we need time to just say, let people do what they're going to do, and let me decide how I'm going to show up. And again, you don't have to judge the other person. Give them grace and let them go. I'm going to close out with this, and I've used this analogy before, and I wish I knew who it was that said this because I am not the originator of this, but I feel like all relationships are like a tree. You've got the deep roots. If you think of a tree that's 100 years old, I had recently seen a tree that we planted in my father's name, and there's a placard in front of it, and he died in 2012. And when I looked up, I couldn't believe how big the tree was. It's in Florida, and I couldn't believe how big the tree was and how far out the roots had grown. And so the people who are your ride or die people, your tribe people, they're there for you. They're the people who are the roots. And then you've got people who are the branches, and they're there for a little while, but branches can come and go, right? They can break off in a storm, but unless there's something really traumatic, the branches are probably there. But then you have the leaves, and the leaves come and the leaves go, as we know, in fall and winter. And then as spring and summer come, we get new leaves. Leaves turn color. So identify who in your life is a leaf, who's a branch, and who is a root, and accept it. Accept it for what it is. Stop trying to change other people. If you're constantly feeling disappointed, reevaluate your expectations. Are you asking something of someone that they do not have the capacity to give? Are you at a certain vibration in your life and somebody else is at a different vibration? Just acknowledge it. You don't have to point it out. Sometimes people want to point on every single thing they see about their partner. It gets old, it gets boring. And I talked about this last night. If you have a relationship where one person decides they want to leave, they had already decided. They just didn't tell you. They didn't tell you. And there were probably signs, unless they were really good at hiding things, or you just weren't paying attention. So identify who your best friend is. And I'm not talking about religion, okay, that's a separate thing. Your best friend is you. So when you look in the mirror every day, and I got to give this to Jen, one of the instructors at Lifetime. She says this in her class, when we're lifting weights. Look in that mirror and look in your own eyes. You are your best friend. So take care of your best friends. Eat right. Get your sleep, drink your water, get your exercise, and surround yourself with people who can relate to who you are and accept you for who you are. When you make a commitment to do something, really think long and hard about it before you do it. Because when you're saying yes, that might have an impact on the person you're saying yes to. And as I gave an example, if people are asking me to speak and I say yes, whether I have to fly across the globe or not, I already knew that. And then I say no, I'm letting them down. Do you think they're going to invite me back again when they were counting on me and I don't show up? No. And it's the same thing. When people show you who they are, believe them. Don't try to change them. Don't think in 5 years this is going to happen. I used to think this, and then I'm closing out. I would go out on a date with a guy and he wouldn't be dressed the way that I would like. And I would think, oh, I can change him. We can go to the store and we can get whatever it is and he'll be a different person. And I've gone out with people who smoke. I don't smoke. I've never smoked. Okay. I'm a health nut. I've gone out with chain smokers. I'm thinking, oh, I'll get them to stop smoking. No, you won't. You will not get anyone to do anything. Only you can change your own behavior. Stop looking to fix people. Fix yourself. And finally, if you have people in your life who are constantly giving you unsolicited advice about what you need to change about yourself, think about long and hard why they're still in your life. Is their life perfect? Probably not. Are they working on it? Probably not, because if they were, they would know well enough that you don't put somebody else down. You look for the good in people. And if they're not in your circle, if you feel that their lifestyles don't fit in with yours, you let them go. Thank you again to Mel Robbins for that. I don't even know Mel, but I've been quoting her a lot recently, and that's okay because I think she's very inspiring. So thank you again for being here. If you haven't picked up a copy yet, there's still time. Holy but Harmful, The Silent Sin of Judgment. There's no judgment in getting this book. This book is to help us, me included, that was very therapeutic for me writing this book, to know when we're judging other people. I'm not saying you're a bad person. I'm a bad person. I'm saying let's get some awareness about it. So there are 3 questions that I feel are very important that really help with recognizing judgment. Is it kind? Is it necessary? And is it true? And when we think about is it true, the truth can be manipulated. The truth can be a half truth. Have you ever told someone something, but you didn't tell them the whole story? You just told them a piece of it because the rest of it you didn't want them to know. That is not the truth. So, is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? If it's not these three things, think before you speak or before you act, because you may say something that is so offensive to someone, they might not even let you know, but it might have a ripple effect throughout their life. And we don't want to be responsible for other people's behavior. So I thank you again. I'll be back here tomorrow. The only nights I can't do this at 8 is Mondays because Justin Rigliani has his show. He's coming back. He just came back and he's staying with us. His show is You as a Whole Body, Mind, and Soul. So we might have to reevaluate on Mondays. All right. Thank you, everyone. My workbook, Holy But Harmful workbook, comes out tomorrow. It's the companion guide that goes with the book. I would love if you picked up a copy. I've priced it very aggressively so that I'm really not making anything on it. I'm making something, but not much. I just want people to be able to pick it up and to have it. So I thank you again, and please do subscribe to our channels, and please reach out to me if I can help in any way. In the meantime, let's take a look at the promo for the Horseshoe Farm. And by the way, I shot 90% of this footage when I was there. Bye. Nestled in the heart of the Blue Ridge Mountains, the Horseshoe Farm has always been more than a destination. It's a living, breathing reflection of community, connection, and transformation. Once a humble family farmstead, it has evolved over the years to become a sanctuary for travelers, seekers, families, and friends alike. Originally reimagined by the Turchin family as an Airbnb property, the farm began its journey into hospitality with simple roots, welcoming guests to experience the beauty and peace of the sacred land. As word spread and the vision deepened, the property organically blossomed into a boutique resort, rooted in the values of slow living, intentional experiences, and the magic of gathering. Today, the Horseshoe Farm is a 90-acre experiential retreat that merges hospitality, wellness, and culinary excellence. It is home to the Stable Spa, the Silo Cookhouse, distinctive lodging options, and a curated calendar of events that nourish mind, body, and spirit. Our guest experience is designed to be both grounding and expansive, where the comforts of luxury meet with the simplicity of nature. At its core, the Horseshoe Farm is about transformation of land, of self, and of community. We are proud of where we've come from. We are confident in who we are today and excited for the road ahead. Hello, I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, also known as the Listening Mentor and President and Founder of USA Global TV and Radio. I had the opportunity, the pleasure of attending a retreat at the Horseshoe Farm just recently. I was so impressed with all of the opportunities that were presented to me in this glorious setting, as well as the highest level of customer service, that I've decided to put together a retreat at the Horseshoe Farm in Hendersonville, North Carolina, United States of America, June 3rd through the 6th, 2026. You can expect to have a beautiful time of relaxation combined with learning, community, collaboration. Do consider joining me in this wonderful opportunity to reconnect with yourself, with others, and with nature. For more information, email me at drjacalyn@usaglobaltv.com.
Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? In a world quick to judge, one book dares to reveal the hidden cost of silence. Discover Holy But Harmful, The Silent Sin of Judgment, How Hidden Judgments Destroy Relationships and Damage Lives by Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. The Amazon #1 bestseller that's transforming the way we understand ourselves and the way we see others. Pick up the companion workbook to uncover your own hidden judgments and learn how to break free from them. Available now on Amazon and at fine bookstores worldwide.
USA Global TV and Radio proudly presents Tracy Cram Perkins, a dementia caregiving survivor teaching how to balance care with peace of mind. #1 resource for dementia caregivers. It's the book Dementia Home Care: How to Prepare Before, During, and After. Over 17,000 copies sold of this must-have guide. And now a testimonial from Tracy Smith.
If I was to describe this book to someone who is going through a similar situation, I would underscore how important it is to have some sort of a tool or a guidebook to help you through certain stages. And there's so many, it's such an unknown topic to the average person. And to have this as a reference is essential. It's going to help you get through it personally, as well as help your loved one manage.
To learn more, go to tracycramperkins.com. Tracy Cram Perkins is an award-winning author. She's also the host of Dementia Home Care television show. Watch it here on USA Global TV and Radio. This is Let's Finally Talk, a heart-to-heart with Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Live streaming every night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm your host, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Join me on YouTube at Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, on Facebook at Dr. Jacalyn, and on Instagram at Dr. Jacalyn, as seen and heard on the USA Global TV and Radio Network worldwide. We've earned the YouTube Silver Creator Award, and I've earned the 100 Global Top Women Icons in Media. My TV shows are Iconic Women, Creating a World of Possibilities, Judgment, the Hidden Sin, A Woman's Prerogative, Sisterhood Across Borders, It's Your Healthy Lifestyle, and the latest updates. Thanks so much for watching. See you tomorrow. We're streaming every night live on Let's Finally Talk.